Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Joel Rosen. I am an adrenal fatigue recovery ninja, and I want to welcome you back to another edition of your Adrenal Fix. Today I want to talk to you, I want to keep the theme going about genetics and stress and adrenal fatigue, and more specifically I want to talk to you about the IDO pathway. And I get a lot of patients that come into me and they call me and they say I have MTHFR, homozygous, and what does that mean for me? And I was like, I don't even know where to start with that answer because there's so much more genes out there that we need to know about. We need to know most importantly about the epigenetic factors. I don't even consider the genes, so I need to know about your stress levels. Do you have infections? Do you have a terrible job that you hate? Do you travel and commute in traffic and smog? Do you live in a house that outgasses formaldehyde or chemical sprays or radon or whatever it may be, or mold? Do you have a parasitic infection? Do you have past trauma, PTSD? I don't even care about your genes if you have all those things, and you shouldn't either. You should think about those first. Those are the epigenetic factors. But more specifically, I wanted to talk to you about the IDO gene. So if you have an IDO upregulation with stress, then you are going to burn through your reserves and you are not going to be able to recover from these problems. So let's talk specifically about how that relates to you. It all has to do with folate again and folic acid. Folic acid is at the top of the chart. And if you're eating a lot of folic, if you're having enriched breads or fortified cereals, whatever it may be, I'm sure you'll be surprised if you get that microscope out or you get that magnifying out and you scrutinize your labels and you see, oh my goodness, I can't believe there's all this folic acid. The problem with that folic acid is it needs to get reduced and it needs to come all the way over here to start the pathway for neurotransmitter development and neurotransmitter escaping or breaking down. And that's what you got to think about in terms of methylation. Methylation makes things happen in the body, and it all starts with folic or folate and B12. And if you're not able to methylate properly, then you're not going to be able to reduce or break down your neurotransmitters, or you're not going to be able to make your neurotransmitters. So let's continue with the stress pathway. So if you're eating a lot of folic acid and you have a lot of these genetic weak links and you have all those epigenetic stressors that I just mentioned, then forget about getting that folic into folate in a really acceptable manner. And the problem with that is now you need to have that dihydrofolate reductase, and you need to be able to make tyrosine from that. And tyrosine is a cofactor for these IDO enzymes. So let's explain that in English. What that means is we look at these genes and we want to see how they're expressing themselves and what are the factors that make them work faster or slower. So if a gene is not if we inherit a gene and it has a mutation, then potentially it's not working at the same efficiency. It could be upregulated or downregulated. In this case, the IDO gene is upregulated with these promoters, and the promoters are stress. And the promoters are lipopolysaccharides. So if we have a lot of intestinal permeability and leaky gut and dysbiosis and food reactivities, then that's going to actually upregulate the gene. And it's going to burn through way more tyrosine than you have. And next thing you know, you're running on empty. And you don't have enough energy to meet the demands of your stressful life, coupled with the fact that folate is not being consumed, it's being consumed as folic, and now you don't have the cofactors and the raw ingredients to handle stress because this enzyme is upregulated. I know that was a tough sort of concept to grasp, but just kind of watch this video again and realize that if it's not so much what genes do you have, it's the combination of how good is your nutrition, what is your stressful life like, and what are the inheritance of your genes coupled all together. Because what will happen is this IDO enzyme will be upregulated in stress, upregulated in inflammation, upregulated in bacteria growth, and if you don't have the raw materials because folic is taking the place of folate, you're not eating enough tyrosine or you're consuming too much just to keep up with the upregulation of the gene, then you're going to crash. And that's the take-home lesson that I want you to learn for today. So hopefully you understood a little bit about that. Please like or share this video if you found it useful, and give me a comment if you have any questions. I'm here for you. Be sure to check out my website. It's adrenalfatiguesociety.com. We're updating that all the time, and I'm looking forward to helping you get through your adrenal nightmare. Thank you so much.